Hi everyone, my name is Favour Okhuevbie and I am a jurisprudence major. I am also a graduating senior from the College of Arts and Sciences, and today I would be seeking justice in the Spelunker Explorer case. In the year 4299, five explorers ventured into a limestone cave in search of new discoveries. Unfortunately for them, a landslide occurred that trapped them in the belly of this cave for more than 30 days. Their family members, on noticing their disappearance, informed the government of where they could possibly be. The government then sent a rescue team, but it was to no avail. This men had no food, no water, because they had only planned to spend a few days in the cave. They couldn't even speak to the outside world until after 20 days when they discovered a device in the cave that they could use in communicating to people outside of the cave. They decided to call for help, and according to the response they got, help wasn't going to come for another 10 days. These men were pretty devastated. They didn't know what to do. They had no food, no water, and they were getting weak. One of the explorers, called Roger Whitmore, decided that one of them should die so that the four remaining people, the four remaining explorers, could survive. He announced that he had the dice and that they could fairly cast the dice so that whoever gets selected through this means would be the sacrificial lamb. However, Roger Whitmore, before the whole process was carried out, decided to pull out of the contest. The other explorers did not accept his withdrawal because one, they believed that it was Roger Whitmore who brought the idea, and they believed that he should stick with his commitment. So they casted the dice on Roger's behalf, and unfortunately for Roger, he was selected. His other explorers and colleague pounced on him and killed him. After 32 days, the government was able to rescue these explorers. On rescuing them, they discovered that it was four explorers instead of five. They inquired about Roger, who was missing. The man explained to the government that they had killed him so that the four of them could survive. Although the government felt pity for this man, they had to persecute them because in in the Commonwealth law, that was murder. If this man if this man are found guilty, they would die by hanging, and if they are not found guilty, they will be free. So today we would be examining some of the judge decided on this particular case. Chief Justice Truepenny is a legal positivist, and according to him, the letter of the law must always be followed. And according to Commonwealth law, as I said earlier, their law on murder states, whoever shall willfully take the life of another shall be punished by death. Chief Justice Truepenny did not believe that this murder came as a result of self defense. He believed it to be a willful murder, and therefore he therefore said the defendants were guilty. Justice Foster believes and advocates for law of nature rather than positive law. He believes that it's not every day that you see people go 20 days without food or water. So therefore, all norms should be suspended in this case. Also, according to him, uh, it's natural for man to want to preserve his own life by taking the life of another. So, because of this, he found this man not guilty. Justice Ken, although he felt great remorse and regret for this for the defendants because of what they've already been through, said that it is his job to interpret the law and is not just a private citizen. And through the interpretation of the law, he found the man guilty. Justice Andy, on the other hand, believed that it is wise in this case to use practical wisdom rather than abstract theory. He said that the job of judges is to do what people want, and since the majority did not find the defendants guilty, it therefore set them not guilty. Today, however, I will be standing before you as Justice Tartan, a judge who initially stepped down from this case because of his inability to reach a compromise between what was fair and just. I will be taking on this role in order to break the tie that currently exists. In doing this, I would be referencing legal positivism, legal realism, natural law, and utilitarianism. However, it is my main objective that justice is served and everyone is held accountable for their actions. So, first of all, I want you to know that we cannot argue fate. This man went out of their house with good intentions, and the intention was just for them to discover new things for their society. Even though they weren't sent by the government, it was for the good of their society. Also, we should take into consideration the duty that the government owes to every citizen of the state. This men were trapped in the belly of the cave for 32 days with nothing to eat, no water to drink. Although it wasn't the government's fault and the government tried their best, which resulted to the death of 10 men, the government shouldn't maybe expect too much from them in a case like that. If the government could risk the life of 10 people or more for the life of five trapped men, how much more than one versus four in the cave? We can see utilitarianism playing out in both cases. The broken contract. As you may remember, it was Roger Whitmore's idea to kill one person and use the dice method. However, he backed out. He backed out from his responsibility, he backed out from his duty. So every man has at least the responsibility to follow through on their promise until the end. Maybe this doesn't warrant him dying, but he still broke a contract. Crime of necessity. This is a very important one because, as you may know, what you may deem illegal might not be immoral, and vice versa. If if a ship is sinking and someone had to just save themselves, and even if that means the other person or the other people on the ship would die, I don't think anybody will blame them. When these men were on the verge of committing what they did, they called the priest, the governor, the physician to ask on of their take on the issue, but nobody could tell them what to do. Lastly, it is good to be real. It is good to judge every case based on their own distinct features. So I would be concluding this case on legal realism. And this is why we have human judges rather than computer, because we have to take into effect the the facts that make a case unique. Coupled with all of those things that I've pointed out, with the fact and my interpretation of the law, I thereby find these defendants not guilty. Thank you. Any questions?